Viewers, we were discussing the academic skills. Now, how far the academic skills are important for your child? Certainly, we are providing education to the children. We want them to learn English language and your native language, mother tongue, then English, then mathematical skills, computer skills, and other skills, practical skills for life. Now, I will request Madam Sara to share her experiences with you and enlighten us about the development of the children, and this way I think these would be a very good moments for the mothers, and mothers can learn a lot from the experiences which Madam Sara is explaining to you and presenting before you today. Madam Sara, would you please guide us how to develop the academic skills of the children, how to interact with the schools, and how to improve the English language skills, how to improve mathematical skills, computing skills, and other practical skills at home.
Okay. What I would like to advise in the first place is, as a migrant, as from the third world countries you have come, you are good at your own language. So that is already a good step ahead. When you're good at one language, you can master any languages. That all of you must understand, especially mothers. What happens here is, people have come 30 years ago, until now they can't speak English, just because they were not advised, they were not given the confidence to go out and speak the language. So please, mothers now, English is the main language of this country. To communicate with everybody at large, you have to learn English. When you learn English, automatically you can check your child, and she or he will learn English and other academic subjects very, very easily. So government has given so much of what you call preferences, so much of money has been spent on English as a second language. You should access such kind of facilities in this country, and please make an effort to learn the English language. I was at a fruit stall, and there was a lady, an Asian lady. She was, as Dr. Nazar said just now, she didn't know how to ask this gentleman. It was a British white who was running the stall, a fruit stall. She just said, "I want this." And I was standing beside her, but I don't speak her language, so I was just sort of observing her. So, "I want this." She says, "I want two of the," I think it was pears, if I'm not mistaken. That man looked at her and he said, I'm not giving." And then I asked him why. Why can't she say please? And why can't she say thank you?
Right.
The first two words that we have to learn in this country is to say please and thank you. It doesn't cost much. That two words carries you a long way, which many of our Asians don't say. Even if you say in your language, even if it is not English, if you want to say in your language, or even nod and say thank you, it doesn't cost you.
Good.
Please learn those two words, and that carries you a long, long way. Now, if you learn, your children are automatically going to learn. And another thing I'll tell you, if your child is going to school, you can learn from the child. Sit down with the child and see what he or she is studying. And don't be shy. Can you also write this for me? A, B, C, D. And there you are. Your children will teach you. Now, for the children to be academically advanced, please go and ask their schools. They have all sorts of activities for the children, whether it is a computer skill, whether it's a mathematical skill or language skill. They will be able to help you. Don't just be shy about it. You are entitled, the child is entitled. If he or she wants to learn these skills, they will be able to teach you or find a way to teach you. If you don't have joy in a school, why don't you approach community centers around your area? Or in Birmingham here, you have the Birmingham College here.
Oh.
So I'm in London, so it's very far. All the community college centers here, if you have a group of 6 students or a group of 5 students, you can approach them and tell them, I need my child to learn computer skills. Could you help? I can trust you and I can believe that they will do it for you. Don't worry whether it is run by an Asian or a British white, but they will help you. Please go and approach. If you don't ask, you won't get it. You must ask, and then they know, oh, this person is really keen to have her children educated, and that's where your plus point comes. Please, please do that. You have loads of what you call places where they will help your child to come up in their academic skills. But do you all know that even to date, the Asian children are on the top level of the academics? So you can do that for your children. But you might find a way. Find a way. If you think you're unable to find, please write a note to me. Then maybe I'll be able to direct you to the what you call the right people, or the whoever is around in your area. I'll do my best, because education is my
Madam,
love.
Madam Sara, now I would like to share your message with the audience.
Okay.
Audience, we have given our email address on the screen. Note it down, and at the end of the program you can send your feedback to at the name of our guest, and she will respond to your questions. But today the discussion is very interesting, so we will continue it. Madam, would you tell us something about the conceptual skills of the children at primary level, how the mothers can develop the conceptual skills of their children?
Primary level is education for kids on the primary level is the most important what you call aspect of their life. Whatever they learn in the primary school is what takes them until the university.
Right.
That nobody must forget it, no one, because whatever the basics are, when you build a house, the base is very important. So in that aspect, the same aspect, the base is important for a child. Once you give them a very good base, you cannot stop them. Right. So the base, basically in primary schools, again I'm telling you, there are many activities that goes on in primary schools just to build their what you call the brains, you can say, and give them exposure. The exposure is so vital when the child is small. Don't sort of oh, my child will fall, my child will hurt. Don't cover your child, don't protect your child like that. Let him fall. Okay, let us put a plaster on him and get on with it. That's what you have to do. Don't protect him, and as he grows, then too late. But in primary education, the mother is the most important person. The father goes out to work. The father is always a figure who is, what should I say, the head of the family. Okay, he brings in the food, the money for the running of this thing. But now, in this country, both parents can do the same thing. Don't neglect your children. Don't neglect their education. Mother must spend at least I think 2 hours a day with the children on their primary education. Just, I'm sure when you're back home, you have learned 2 plus 2 or 2 times 2. We all learn that every time. Or even at home, when you have to go to a shop to buy things as a mother, you have to do accounts, isn't it? Show that to your child. Teach that age, and that they will remember. One day they will become accountant. That's what you have to do. The primary education, you have a lot of help in this country. Please don't think you are alone, or, oh, I'm an Asian, I won't get any help. No, this country is too good for it. Education is the most important part of life. And in the primary school, in the primary age, please don't miss out anything for your child. Don't say, oh, I don't have time. You have 24 hours. Make it 48 hours. Why not? For the sake of the child. Today you cook something, what do you all eat? Okay, today you're eating biryani, okay, you spend more time in cooking that. The next day, just make a simple rice and some dal curry, because you're going to spend the time on the child for his education. Think like that. Please, please, please think like that. Their primary education is their life. It's no point when they go to secondary school, they've already missed out. The basic, the root must be very, very strong.
Madam Sara, you have explained this concept very nicely, and you have justified.
I hope it's helpful. Yeah, I really.
Now, my request to you is to say something about the character building and the personality development of a child. How the mothers can play their role to develop the personalities of their children as good leaders, and how they can teach them the good points of their character, and how they can develop their character nicely to make them good citizens of the country.
In this case, I have very, very bad experience, especially I've been teaching in a lot of colleges here around in London, and the most misbehaved children are Asian children. It's very sad.
Very sad.
It's very, very sad. But when I'm teaching, they are perfect. No misbehavior at all. But when the next teacher goes, I have observed them, so they go back to their. I think that is the upbringing, because to keep the children quiet, maybe the mother or the father wants to watch television or something like that, or the serial or something like that, they neglect the children. Or they say, okay, you want, what do you call what is that? They have all this computerized thing to just keep them quiet. Okay, this is a laptop, and you see a child locked in the room. He or she can be there for hours. Nobody bothers because the child is quiet. So that is utterly wrong, very, very wrong. First of all, the child becomes lonely. The child cannot interact with people. Okay, and then the child thinks this is the only thing that he is supposed to do. Mothers, this is your area. Please don't do that. Even watching television, please make sure you restrict them. Okay, you can watch 2 hours. When you come back from school, after having a meal, you can watch 1 hour. Then in the evening, you can watch 1 hour. And that's a restriction you give them from very, very, very beginning. Have a timetable in the house. Why not? This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do this time. I had the timetable when I was young. Why not the children here? So then they know, they become disciplined. Okay, this is what my mom has told me, this is what I have to do. They have no time to misbehave. Do you know, I have seen, it's very sad for me that children, Asian children, calling their mom and dad by their name. And that is the saddest thing. They should have been corrected from day one. That has not happened. So that is why the character has become like that. And then now we are, we are sort of said that these Asian children are no-go area. We mustn't go to them. They are terrible.
Very sad.
So when I work, I have brought out all these children who was misbehaved in, I don't want to mention colleges, and I had a character change with them. I was with them every time and brought them out of their misbehavior. I did that, but I couldn't do for everyone. But I did that. But don't let that happen. Please don't let that happen. And then once you're grown up, young men and young women, there's no way you can do anything, anything. And I would like to stress this also with Asian girls. We have certain culture, certain way of dressing. I'm not saying you mustn't be professionally dressed or you cannot have a Western dress. Go ahead, but look at the decency. When you see your child indecent, wouldn't you correct them immediately? I would. You should too. Then they know, yes, I can't put 3 inches above my knee and go out to a shop. But I see that now, and it is very, very sad. I still blame the mothers. Please don't do that. Correct them. Give them beautiful dresses, Western clothes, any clothes, but decently. So when they know what is decency, their behavior also become decent. That's correctability.
I think yes, you have highlighted very crucial points. And would you like to say something about the physical development of the children at the primary level?
Again, I just said,
Yeah.
Our parents are so scared. I'm an athlete. I'm a sportswoman. I don't want to say a lot, but I trained what you call athletes in what you call in running and high jump, long jump, short put, all those things. I'm athletic coach for the state in Malaysia.
Right.
So I'm not expecting all the children to become like me. My children didn't become, they're not athletes.
Yeah.
But give them that exposure. You know what our parents think, I tell you? They think, go and sit down and study. Go, take your book and sit and study. No need to go for sports and all. That's what our parents say. But that bit of activity, sports activity, give them the exposure and the physical, what you call, physically, they become
physical
very
vigor.
strong.
Yeah.
Yes, they become strong.
Yeah.
We don't want people ending up in hospitals. No, we don't want that. Physically, when you're physically well, you're mentally well too. This grows when your body grows.
Right.
That's how it is. So please allow your children to be children.
Right.
Let them run about. Let them compete with somebody. Or say, tell your husband, okay, today in the background, in our back in your garden, you're going to play football with my son or and my daughter. Tell him that. If he doesn't do, then he's a useless father. You understand? Let him go. Have a family. Why can't you throw the ball also with your family? Do that. That brings a family together and the physical activities of the children grows. We do that always, always. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
My children were only about 6 and 7. Even if I want to paint my walls in the house, all the 4 of us, myself, my husband and the kids, will have a conference. What color shall we do? So they contribute.
Right.
That's what you must do with your kids. They grow like that and then they know, yes, I'm also important in the family. I'm not regarded as, you can go away. We decide on it. Everything you must consult. And they physically grow very well.
What are the challenges for our new generation of students?
The challenges are huge because now in this country we have people from various parts of the world.
Right.
Okay? Each of them have skills and you have to compete with them.
Oh.
But I always believe, and I will always believe that Asians are very intelligent, very good business people, very good what you call skills in thinking. They are very sharp. They can do things, and you teach them once, they can pick it up.
Right.
That skills they have,
Right.
and we have to develop it.
Very
So
good.
you yourself, sir, will know how many entrepreneurs are here. Just look at this street. All Asians.
Right.
They are business people. It is a challenge, but if you don't give the opportunity,
Right.
they won't. They won't. But every child, every person in this country, if they're given an opportunity, they will do fantastically well. There is no, actually, as long as you have the education, the basics and the what you call university education, then the exposure comes in there. And when you have that, your challenges are met. You can meet any challenges. Take myself as an example. One woman, just an Asian woman, how many challenges I would have met to be where I am. I'm not bragging or boasting about it, but it was all hard work. I had to show people I can do this. I have these skills. Right. I had to. It is a challenge, but I took it. And that is why now I can help my society. Okay. Because that is my aim. And not only society in here, education is my pet actually. So wherever I go, whether it is India, whether it is Laos, wherever I go, I instill education. And I do a lot of charity work. And charity comes from home. And all of us have that little bit of charity. If you have that, fantastic. We can meet any challenges. Any challenges. There is no restriction for you not to meet challenges. Once you know there is a challenge, and if you are willing to meet it, you are successful. But you must meet it.
Thank you very much. Very nice of you. Now, you have spent so many years in this country of your young life.
Yes.
And what type of change have you observed during the previous 33 years? And what is the pattern emerging in your mind, and how have you observed it?
Yes.
And what are the lessons for us from that observation?
I tell you, the younger generation now are very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. This country is God given. I'm telling you, it's God given. When I came here 33 years ago, we won't see an Asian, what do you call, very few Asian shops, very few Asian entrepreneurs, very few, very, very, very few. But this country has developed everything. The changes are humongous. They have really respected all our skills, and they have brought it into this country. So younger generation now should do better than me, really, and better than you, because they have the opportunity to do it. But the difference is very great, very, very great. And I'm ever so grateful for this country. And we, as immigrants, we should use the opportunity. Don't miss the opportunity. If you miss it, you won't get it back. Right. Never. There is a lot of changes. You turn one side, you can see an Asian shop, or a Mexican shop, or a Chinese shop, anything, anything. So this country has given that opportunity. Please use the opportunity. That's a great difference from the time I came here and now. Great, great difference. I'm very thankful to this country, but use the opportunity instead of saying, I'm being discriminated, I don't like the word discrimination at all, sir. I don't like. If you can go in and challenge it and use the opportunity, there is no discrimination. It's you who don't want to do. If people can bring you food to your table, you have to eat it. So nobody is going to put it in your mouth. Right. Then nobody is going to feed you. So the food is on the table. The opportunity is there. Right. The challenge is you use it. That's what I feel.
Yeah, very good description and presentation of your ideas and thoughts. Now, would you like to tell the mothers, what is your main message to them as a mother?
Okay.
And as an academician as well?
Mothers, please, from very young age, have an eye on your children. From a very young age, have an eye on your children. You grow with them. When you grow with them, your children are more attached to you, they listen to you, they are disciplined. That is the most important part of your life. Don't think, oh, I'm not educated, then how can I teach my child? No, no, no. God has given every one of us brains. We can, whether it is in your mother tongue or whether in your way, but you can still bring up the child academically. Find ways and means, what you call the opportunities that are in their schools, when they grow up in their colleges and even in universities.
Thank you very much, madam. Very nice of you. Your message is very impressive, and I hope the mothers will try to get many lessons from our today's program. And I am very grateful to you, Madam Sara.
Thank you so much.
And we are lucky to be with you today. And you have explained so many concepts very nicely.
Thank you so much.
And now your critical analysis is very nice.
Thank you.
And I am sure the audience would enjoy it. And we will put your program on the YouTube. And the viewers, if you want to give us any feedback, please use our email address given on the screen of the TV, and we will respond to your questions. And this is a best opportunity for you to share your experiences with us. Today we could not take your questions because the program was very, very important, and the presenter is a highly qualified and have diversified nature of experience and knowledge. That's why I decided to give her full opportunity to express her thoughts and share her views with you, so that you should have clear idea about the role of mothers in the primary education. And I hope you will be involved in this activity in future with us, and this program will continue, and we will carry on this journey step by step, and I am sure we will be able to develop a good pattern and good model for our society. Thank you very much, and you remained with us, and I hope in future your cooperation will help us to achieve our targets. Thank you very much, and see you next week.